So, there we go. Everything's on. All sounds are good. Can Sam, you speak? You're the quietest.
Hello,
There
hello,
we
hello,
go.
hello.
Audio bars are moving. So, I'm picking up last session from right after you were handed the medication from Isaiah, which you now know his name to be, and he explained that he's going to be leaving because he sensed more undead coming from the west and was going to head them off before they got to the town. He hasn't left yet, but that he's explained that he's going now. You just successfully fought off an attacking force on the manor of Alistair. What do you guys wish to do?
Is Isaiah still within sight?
He's on the map where he is. He's literally just declared that he's going to be leaving.
And I think I remember I declared tea.
Yeah, and
Well,
you declared T, and that was when he declared, no, I must be going. There are more coming. I'm going to go and head them off.
is that this dude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm gonna kick him on the back of his ankle just to grab his attention.
Roll to hit.
Well, to hit? Really? I'm kicking the back
You're
of his
kicking
ankle.
him. No, I'll make you roll to hit.
Jesus wept and died. We're starting this way. Okay.
And it's an unarmed strike, so it's strength plus proficiency.
Looks like we're rolling for initiative.
No, we're fine.
He just nukes everyone. It's fine.
I'd find it quite hilarious if I literally kicked him to death.
Yeah,
Kicking the back of his
I'm not.
ankle.
You're not doing damage. So yeah, you kick him.
Yeah, so I kind of scuff the back of his shoe and say, "Hey, you, we're not done with this conversation yet."
I am. I will know if you take the medication or not. And
I
if
understand this. What I don't understand is the fact that you have a treatment, but it's so secretive. Why don't you teach me how to make it? If
you
we're going to
have
go
access to my
elsewhere,
blood. That medication.
I pull a small dagger out and just go, I can do.
Question to DM. Would my jar of my magical jar be able to make his blood if I asked for it?
It doesn't fucking heal me, so fuck you, no.
It'd be worth trying, but not today because you already used it.
I know. Yeah, I thought I'd ask.
You pull out the dagger, and he looks at the dagger and looks at you and just goes, slaps you on the cheek, like pats you, and goes, "I would like to see you try," and takes a couple
I'm
steps.
just
in.
saying, I'm not saying that I'm going to take it, but why wouldn't you give it if you have a cure?
Because I am the one fighting these creatures myself, and I need to keep as much of it on hand, on tap. How
I
do you
mean,
expect
I
me
don't want
to-
to sound funny, but aren't you just about to have a long rest?
No, I am going to the west and fighting more to prevent them coming here
Fine.
and killing you all.
So your blood is the cure?
Not entirely. But it doesn't cure it, but more puts what's there at bay.
So I look down at this pill and just hold it up to him. And I say, so what's the point in this then? If it's not going to cure.
It will stead the infection and prevent more accruing. Also, it will help ease the suffering you are dealing with. I see the beads of sweat on your forehead. It's already
I
taking
don't
effect.
suffer. I don't suffer. Apart from suffering fools. Turns round to Monsec and Kilnar and Terry and just be like, I suffer fools.
Hey.
Insult taken happily.
If that is what makes you happy, then I'm sure you will find it. But, as I said, I have used my abilities to tether to you, and I will keep an eye on you. If it gets worse, we'll meet again. If not, good luck. And he says that and then takes a step off, and you see him stepping then towards, down the path towards the gate. Past the smouldering fire of the undead bodies.
I turn towards Rayleigh.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Kind of walk up the steps a bit, wiping my fevered brow. Oh, I dropped myself somewhere that I shouldn't be. Wiping my fevered brow and just kind of go, whoa, well, that was a moment, wasn't it, really? As I walk past, I look towards Monsec and Terry and just kind of side-eye dart the doors, and then I invite Rayleigh to take a walk with me down the corridor, down this way, as I take a side-eye dart towards this door.
Brown thing's just a porch. The black is just the indoors.
Okay, well, I invite Rayleigh to come with me to the door. Arm outstretched, round his shoulder, doesn't really have a choice, can contest the grapple if he wishes.
Roll a deception check.
Am I really lying to him, though?
I didn't mean to roll twice, so I'll take the first one.
You'll take the fucking second because you rolled twice.
You can get fucked. If I make you take the first, I'm taking the first. I'm the DM. This is how it goes, damn it.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
You can get fucked with your fifth.
I could get fucked. I'd be paid for that.
Yeah. So you put your arm around him and go to lead him, and he kind of stops you and goes, and are you then going to try and force him?
Well, yeah, I've just kind of literally wrapped my arm around him and said, ooh, that was difficult, as we started to walk inwards. And I'm kind of side-eye darting towards any points of interest that I could see towards, you know, the steely bards.
Well, roll a grapple check, because as you go to try and guide him, he's going to, like, duck his head under.
If he's going to contest it, that's fine.
Yeah. Damn, that's a
he's
draw.
Not connected. He's not. No, it's not. It's a 22 because I've got a +2, bitch.
Yeah, you've done a +2. I've got a +2.
Oh.
You both kind of.
What's the player's benefit? Come on, it's a crit. Give it me, Danny. Give it me, Danny.
You could roll high or low and see who won.
That's what I was going to do. High or low.
Don't make me suplex him.
High or low.
What?
High or low?
Higher or lower than what?
Just high or low. It's 50-50. I'm just giving you the choice to pick.
Are we talking a D20, a D100?
High or low?
I need to know the circumstance under which I'm picking.
No,
because
you don't. I'm rolling
a crit to not pass.
I'm rolling the dice.
Crit to not pass for a player is still ridiculous, but high.
Don't forget, crits only count as automatic successes in attacks.
Oh, now they do. Now they do.
That's how it's always been done. You cheeky.
No, it hasn't not how it's always been done.
You cheeky fuck.
I fucking critted on an intimidation and you triggered the combat.
Yeah, because you intimidate him, so he struck you.
No, not how it was.
Okay,
but okay.
Okay.
High.
Low.
How is that low? It's higher than what you rolled.
It's a D100.
I asked you for what it would be.
I wasn't going to tell you what it was going to be.
Because it doesn't matter, does it?
Ben, what am I going to do with you?
Tell you what you're going to do with me. I'm going to find out in a bit.
But
Can I try my persuasion to have him do what Bob wants?
I'm not going to say that he just outright pushes you off. You've got your arm around him, but he kind of stands firm, and you've got a good amount of strength, being what you are. But he just kind of stands firm and goes, "Look, I would rather stay here and guard the door. Make sure no more of those creatures come in. Agreed?"
No. Come on. There's nothing else coming.
Yes.
About time you had a tea and a biscuit. I pull a biscuit from my backpack from my rations.
As you're doing this,
I waft it under his nose in a senseless and tasteless fashion, like a chip digestive.
he takes the biscuit and he's just like, "Right, Damien, yes, Rayleigh," and you see as he's coming back up the path after fixing the fence, "Guard the door, will you? Right, sir? Rayleigh. Right, Rayleigh." And you see him come through and stand by the door. Right, so, you wanted to step over here? Did you all forget Damien?
No, we just don't
No.
give a fuck.
Aww.
I'm gonna say,
I mean, with a name like Damien, he's probably the spawn of Lucifer anyway. If he jumped in the fire, I wouldn't care.
Mean. But where do you
Also
lead
true.
Rayleigh to?
Into the door. Come on, let's have a snuggle, Rayleigh. Let's go. I pinched
Hey.
your shoulder a little too hard.
But no, because you said you were going to take him down the end of the porch here, wasn't you?
Well, yeah, but that's when I thought that this was literally a building.
Oh, no, no, no. What it
There we
is,
go
the
then.
black is
I shall
indoors, and this
lead him
brown is like
into
a
the
porch.
door.
Like, you know, in American homes, how they have that really long porch around the front of the house.
Oh yeah, I thought this was literally like in the house. So
No, 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 no,
that's
no, no,
fine.
no.
If it's porch wise, then yeah, I'll just
No,
drag
no,
him
no,
into
no.
the door.
That there is the double doors to the house.
Then let's go, Rayleigh. Pinch shoulder a little bit too hard. Run my finger up his clavicle.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to seduce, intimidate, persuade? I don't even know anymore.
all in one.
Seduce, intimidate, and then butcher.
Okay. Roll whatever you feel you need. A persuasion, an intimidation. Versus insight. Right.
Did you just roll perception?
He did.
I'm perceiving how he reacts to me running my finger up his clavicle, and whether he reacts favourably or not.
He's a mix of extremely uncomfortable and he's
Mildly
Trying-
excited.
no, he's trying to judge what your motives are because he seems tentative.
You know what? I'm gonna run up it. I'm gonna run up behind him and just like gently tap his butt, like in like a flirty manner. Like, hey, Ray.
I also shin kick Terry the Tickler as it does this. I'd be like, mine.
Roll it.
What am I rolling?
Persuasion.
That plus me 2 is my shin kick against Terry.
I'm pretty sure an 8 will miss. Like, what it is, he uses a
Terry,
bit of fleeting
Are you
foot.
trying to avoid it?
Well, yeah, actually, you see him go to kick out. Not hazardously, but like a oi fucker. Do you try to move your legs out the way as he does this?
Sorry, you talking to me?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't hear very well
Kick him in the
today.
shin.
Also, I need to
No.
know what form you're currently in.
I am still the elf lady.
Okay, so the blacksmith's wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you kick out at Terry, who manages to just shift the one leg slightly wide into a wider stance, and you just kind of kick between the two legs and miss. And you kind of say, "Oi, that's fucking mine." As you come over and just try and lay on the charm offensive, Rayleigh, like, as attention that was kind of unbargained and trying to read into you and trying to understand you, is like you see him like looking back and forth, and he's trying to keep his focus on you, Bargain, but he's getting distracted with what's on his left.
What is on his left?
Who was the guy who was put on guard?
Oh, Terry's on his
Terry.
left.
No, I meant the guy who put on guard.
What's on his left?
Oh, the guy on guard's Damien.
I just walk up to Damien and go, "Hi, Damien. Can I go in for a cup of tea? It's going to go for a long while."
Yes, I'm sure. He kind of opens the door and just says, will you show these people where the dining room is? They need a drink of some sort." And you hear a response back, "Let him in." Right, and he kind of opens the door and allows you to come in.
Thank you, sweetie. Is that like
I
Pun-
think
like-
grab,
like
I
you
think
punch
grab
his eye.
Rayleigh. I think grab Rayleigh, pull him really close to my tit. I just kind of guide him in next to my ever sweaty pit.
Okay.
Come on, let's have a biscuit.
Right. It seems your friend has already gone in, so I suppose it couldn't hurt to show you to the dining room. And he's kind of leaning back as he's trying to say this.
I laugh and stroke his face. Like you could stop us. Cute.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah. He will try and get out of your grasp first. Unless you let him.
Well, it depends. How is it now? If he's trying to leave my grasp, no, he's motherfucking not.
He's really
Take
motherfucking
another
dumb.
phone on yours.
He's not, and I rolled a 5, and he's not getting out, bitch.
Well, that's a 3, so...
I bat him about with my motorboat tit.
You're still a... You're a...
Clasp him around him.
Well, your moves, yeah, you hit him with your mum moves.
Yeah, my moves. I'm a heavy set giant king.
Okay.
I'm not in shape at all. I don't have pecs. I've got dad bod for days.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah,
Just get him into my
he tries to
sweaty
lean
moves.
back to get out. Like he's reluctantly agreed to allow you to come in, and then he's trying to get back. You've just kind of cinched your fingers together, and he's not going anywhere. Will you let me go? So, okay.
No.
You said it. You just say no.
No, we're having a biscuit. You're cute. And boop him on the snoot.
Jesus Christ.
What do we see as we enter?
Yeah.
You kind of half carry him inside, and you see the halls of the lobby. You see Monsek and Kilnar. There's a couple of guards ready to like show you where the dining room is. And if you are willing to just be led. They will lead you through the manor, which I didn't have the map of the manor made, so we'll have to theatre of the mines. Or actually, I can scribble on part of it, because the thing is, this isn't the entire manor. You're led through, like, the stairs. There's 2 sets of stairs directly ahead of you, going up and round onto the balconies and the banisters into the landing and the 2nd floor. Dead ahead of you is the corridor that goes through the centre of the house, and it's at the other end of that hallway is where the dining room is.
Where was the magical shit?
In the basement, which there was a doorway under the stairs on the right.
Do we seem to be heading in that direction, or
You're
are we
going to be
heading
going
away
past
from
it, but you're being led past it down towards the dining room.
I'm kind of just grabbing anyone that's kind of near to me.
Well, you've kind of
and
got Rayleigh in
just
your arms already.
forwarded them forward. Yeah, I've got Rayleigh in my moves. And then anyone else that's around me as I'm side-eye darting towards where these magical objects were. Looking over
Can I-
towards 1 second.
I'm going to say, Bargain's
really
probably
giving
being
a
the
glare
biggest.
towards the door.
I'm going to say, as Bargain's creating a scene and sort of, yeah, making a distraction, I try and slip into that door as we go past it.
Stealth check.
Yeah.
And it'll be
Can I
against
make
the
a-
passive perception of the guards.
Can I make a
Do I
move
have
check?
advantage due
Can
to
you make
To
Bargain?
my,
Oh no, you're
a
aptly
move check.
aptly making a distraction as you've still got Rayleigh in a fucking bear hug.
Yes, I mean, I want to take my moves off their passive perception. I want to do a tit slap.
Well, no, this is for the
Yeah,
two
but-
guards leading you. You've got Rayleigh fucking stuck. He's bollocks at the minute.
Break into the door.
Well, this is a stealth check first from Monsec, which I've called for.
Advantage or normal?
Just flat. But it's only against the passive perceptions because they're distracted. Nice. So you
Okay.
kind of hang back at the back of the
Well.
group and allow the train wreck to go forward a bit, and then the second there's a bit of gap between you and them, you try the door and it's locked. Do you have thieves' tools on you?
Excuse me, that train wreck's called Bargains.
Let me have a look.
He has a name.
You're a train wreck.
I have a crowbar.
So if you want to force the door, you can, yeah.
I have lockpicking skills and
Yeah, but
the
you're not the
tool.
one hanging back.
I cast invisibility and wonder.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you cast invisibility. So just... And you see
I'm just-
Monsec currently at the door, just going through his
Just
pack,
staring
trying to
at the
find
door.
something useful to break the door with.
Okay, I will pull out my lockpicks and be like, "Shunt over, I got this."
You just hear a voice in visionless space, just saying like, "I've got this."
Don't recognise his voice though,
No,
so I
you
know it's
do
him.
recognise it.
Because I move over, trying to keep quite low to the ground so it's not noticed by the general traffic that
Terry,
goes
can you
through the house.
make a stealth check with advantage because invisibility? Just to see if you're noticed or anything. Okay. You slip away as well unnoticed as both Kilnar and Bargund. The train wreck group goes towards the dining hall. Can you make me a lockpicking check? Which is a dex check. And are you proficient in thieves' tools?
Yeah.
So you'll get your proficiency on top. So dexterity with proficiency. Which will be a +4 total.
Dex.
Okay. Fairly easily. The
Then-
door creaks open. And you see the stairs down towards the basement where you was all led once before.
Quickly dart in and like gently shut it behind me and Invisible tickle.
And you go down and you see the... It's not like a massive, intricate bank vault, but it's still a vault door. It's pretty hefty, but it's by no means like state-of-the-art, big, massive, impressive. It's a solid metal door with some form of key lock and a large mechanism that turns to open it. It's currently shut and locked. You also see in the room, it's a auxiliary storage space as well, so you see crates of basic supplies and things that have been put away in other different boxes and things like that.
I turn to Tickle and go, shall we be a bit more discreet? And then change my face to the vampire, to look like the vampires. Change my skin.
Can you turn and talk to someone who's invisible?
Well, he's looking around trying to find, like, Terry, wherever you are.
He's just saying this wildly at people.
Yeah, like,
No, newsflash, use Terry's still upstairs. He accidentally shut him out.
Yeah, I just use my ability to sort of change to look like the vampire.
The big one that was talking earlier, yeah.
The one before.
Okay, I'm with you.
I will just stay invisible.
And then begin to sort of try and figure out a way to get into the vault.
Yeah, it's a multi-key lock with a large mechanism that turns once the keys have been unlocked.
So how many keyholes are there?
Assuming by this point that I've come to some form of top of the stairs.
Yeah, we'll say that you guys have been led into the dining room with Rayleigh still in arms.
Rayleigh moves, I start getting food out and literally just shoving it in people's mouths, like, eat, eat.
Get your hand off me, bargained. And he's kind of like we'll attempt another grapple check to see, because he's getting more and more pissed off.
Bitches, boys saying in my moves, I don't give no shits.
That's a 21. He finally manages to get some like purchase and like pushes just under your ribs and just kind of bargain. I said, get off, and just pushes you
just
back.
Off my dad gut as he kind of falls backwards onto the table, and then I eat him.
In what sense?
Like, dinner.
But no, he pushes you
Again,
off and
in what
staggers
sense?
back. He staggers backwards and kind of gets back up to his feet really quick. You've got what you wanted now. Pack it in.
Not just what I want. Boop the snoot again. Boop the snoot.
Fucking hell. Just sit, eat, drink what you need, then get the fuck out. Yes?
Yes. Can I pour all of the wine that I see into every single glass that I see?
Yeah, there's like a
Let's
bottle on the shelf
go.
behind you, and you grab it, and you just literally top the glasses off right to the top as he just kind of like face in hand, and he's just like, for fuck's sake.
You're all fine. Kind of cheers the person that's looking like at the top end of the table. I assume is the person that's
Well, no, it's literally you and Kilnar.
headhunting the whole atmosphere.
It's you and Kilnar sat at the table, and the two other guards have gone back, and Rayleigh's there just watching you. And he goes, wait,
So
where the fuck's the other two?
That's fine then. I will make this man dinner. It's fine.
Where
I'll
the
top
fuck's
his
the other
wine
two?
glass off and boop his snoot. I know where the other two are.
where?
There's a reason I created such a big distraction.
Yeah, where?
Oh, this is Rayleigh saying to me. Okay. Oh, they're coming. Don't worry. They're just keeping an eye on the fire outside. Time for us to get to know each other, Rayleigh.
Roll a deception.
Tit slaps.
Will you two tell them to hurry up outside? bad enough
don't
looking
worry
after
about it.
these.
They'll be in a minute.
As we go back
Tickle the
down,
tits.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the vault.
you see
Is
three
my,
locked
is my tit
mechanisms.
jiggling giving advantage? Tit
No,
jiggling
if anything,
for,
he's looking at you in a bit of mild disgust.
Hey, rude.
But back into the basement and the vault door, you see three locks and then a large, like, it's like a ship wheel made of solid metal that turns, ready to crank it open.
I'm gonna say I'll give the help action and tickle and go, let's get to work, and point at the key lock to open it.
How are you actually helping him, though?
Okay, I'll bardic inspiration it. If
I'm asking because I can't physically see a way you could help him. That's why I'm asking before giving
That's fine. I'll burn a bardic inspiration on
Okay,
him.
so you give him bardic inspiration, you give him a pat on the shoulder, be like, let's do it. So, are you going to attempt the first of the three locks?
Yep.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check with proficiency, so d20 plus 4.
Would it be sleight of hand?
No.
Because
Because you're doing a lockpick check, which is separate, because that's where you're...
But if you got proficiency,
You can plus
sleight of hand
six.
check would literally
Yeah,
give
but-
you the same roll.
Bards have jack of all trades and stuff, so it does change it.
Not if they got proficiency, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, like for ease,
Oh, actually, yeah, no, yeah,
a
because you
sleight
get...
of hand check would
Yeah.
give if they've got proficiency.
Unless you've got
or
expertise
not.
in your sleight of hand, then yeah, it won't make a difference.
No, it's like 4, and you said it was
Oh.
plus 4, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's
just roll a sleight of hand then.
I rolled a d6, it's plus 6. Okay, didn't need it.
You start working on the first lock, and takes about a minute or so, but you hear an audible click as the pins fall into place and one of the pins drops down as the first lock is unlocked. Are you going to attempt the second one?
I'm gonna say you can add that 6 for the next 10 minutes.
Well, you've just used it there.
Oh, okay.
I
You can give
didn't.
him a second one.
You have other uses.
Yeah, go on, I'll give you the next one as well.
I didn't realise people could decide when I use my bardic inspiration, but okay.
It's
Yeah,
weird, I
they
know.
shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of, we'll say it didn't. Because it is your discretion when to use it.
Yeah, which is why I don't get why Montek's still rolling another d6.
Yeah.
I
So-
know, I don't even roll it. I don't realise.
So yeah, you got a 21
Stop
last
rolling,
time.
Montek. Just inspire and leave him.
So you got a 21, that's a 12.
And on top of that one, I will use my D12 bardic inspiration ring.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yes, bitch.
D12.
So you're burning all three rings in one pop.
Yep.
Okay.
What
And
is
they
that?
won't be ready until tomorrow.
I did press it, but I don't know why it's not working. 5. So that's
Okay. 17.
17, yep.
plus 6.
If he wants to use it.
No, not at this point.
Okay. You start working on the lock, and these locks are far more formidable than just your standard door locks. They are designed to be hard to pick. You don't manage to pick this lock. Not on that attempt. I'm going to give you one more crack at the whip, and then we'll teleport back upstairs to see what's going on there.
Okay. 22.
You once again you've had a feel for this lock now, and you've the issue is the pins are so heavy inside that you've got to be delicate with it because they move very abruptly from the gravity, and you've got to be very precarious with it. And you play with it a bit more, and you manage to get the pins to stay up, and you unlock the second one. As we go upstairs, Rayleigh's currently stood up. He's not sitting down or anything, and he's kind of looking down the hallway, waiting and looking for the other two.
You could move up a bit better. You could move up to a better position.
Guys?
Yes, listening.
Move a bit
Oh, did you hear?
Second.
Yeah, is there a window kind of anywhere nearby?
Yeah, they're like large, arcing bay windows, like that overlook the back garden.
Can I just say, really? Do you want to come with me and look out the window for a moment?
I'm fine. I'm waiting for your two friends.
25 to 8.
They're coming. Just come on, and just kind of usher him over to the window.
Make another persuasion check with disadvantage. Because you
Why
start.
disadvantage? Fuck
Because
you.
you're starting to like grate on him.
I'll just grab him.
You probably will.
I made 2 because I've got the
No,
disadvantage.
I'm fine. I'm waiting for the other two, which still haven't came in yet.
No, that's sad then. Can I attempt to throw him over my shoulder and drag him to the window?
Kill now. Any help here? Doing anything?
Make a grapple check. He
So I
sees
just
you.
kind of hoist him over
He
my
sees
shoulder.
you come in, and he instinctively takes 2 steps back and goes to try and keep distance. But you kind of then do a double quick step, and just in one fell movement go whoop, and he's like thrown over his shoulder, and he's just kind of like, Rayleigh? No, he's Rayleigh.
Really? Really?
Bargain, if you
Really?
don't put me down, I will make you put me down.
I kind of wander over to the window and just place him gently on the ground and just kind of turn his head towards the window and say, look, and I cast Skywrite to write a big love heart in the air with Bargand and Rayleigh forever in the middle of it.
I'm flattered, truly, but no, you're not my type. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to find your friends.
If he attempts to walk off, can I just make an opportunity attack to bitch slap him and be like, how dare you? Walk away from my love.
Go for it. Roll to hit. Are you doing unarmed?
Yeah, this is going to be a bitch slap.
Okay. Roll for it.
Bitch slap!
Yep. You. What's your strength modifier?
2.
So you do 3 points of damage.
Whoosh! How dare you? I'm professing my love to you. And you just walk away from me.
As you kind of slap in the back of
I
the
thought
head,
we had a connection.
he just kind of shakes his head and just goes, "You fucking imbecile." Kind of holds the back of his head and carries on walking, and he's now going to attempt to find the other two as he goes down the hallway.
I don't have any second levels. I don't also have any first levels that can stop him. Have fun, guys.
Kill now. Kill now. Kill now. Kill now. Send me.
To be fair, Kilnar's just eating and shit, so Kilnar can literally just sit in the doorway.
He
Kilnar
shouts,
sit in the doorway.
he shouts back down to the two guards. "Look, where are the other two? We haven't seen them. Did they go back outside?" No, Rayleigh. They never came back out." "What?" "No, they never came back out." Oh, fucking hell. "All of you, search the manor. We need to find these two fucking idiots." Can you both make stealth checks? Terry's with advantage.
Yeah.
As they are going to, with advantage, do a investigation to try and find you. I say with advantage because there are multiple of them doing the same action.
Oh no.
You hear down at the basement as one of the guards, after about a couple minutes of starting the search, just this door's open. Takes a couple steps down and goes, "You! What are you doing down here? Pointing at Monsec.
I was gonna say, I just hiss.
I was going to say, you're in the vampire. Guards!
Yeah,
we
I
need
hiss
help!
back at him, and then just storming, literally, to try and run out of the building and away.
So you're going to like try and barge past the guard?
Literally, yeah, barge past him and...
Roll a grapple check as he's going to try and grab you as you run past.
Could I use my acrobatics?
Well, it's acrobatics or athletics. It's either or.
Yeah.
When grabbing... Oh, yeah. You slip away as you grab...
Dash, dash.
And then you start dashing towards the door. You bust out the front door as you've got all of the guards' attention. And...
Oh, I'm just gonna run and run and run until no one's chasing me.
Eventually you will outpace them, considering... And they will get to the edge of the house and they'll stop and see you run off. And be like, we need to check the house if there's more of them. Go back, do another thorough search. And Terry.
Sorry.
Oh, go on, Mark.
Yeah.
I was going to say, during the time that all of this is kicking, it's literally uncorking 2 bottles of oil.
You what?
Uncorking 2 bottles
Oh,
of
no.
oil.
Okay. Terry, as you get a moment to yourself, you quickly turn back and try the lock, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Make a sleight of hand check on the 3rd lock.
Wasn't that just the wheel? Or the mechanism?
Oh.
No, it's 3 locks and then the mechanism. Which,
Oh, whoopsie, sorry.
Ages ago, I'm doing.
we'll take the first one. Because, obviously, it was meant to be flat. Which, unfortunately, is a fail. As you start quickly trying to... Quick, and trying... You panic and, like, you're just not getting the delicate movements you need to be able to do the lock. Bargained, you're uncorking oil.
Yeah, I am literally just trying to slightly splash it upon the curtains, walking down the stairs back towards the entrance. Just trying to gain the guards' attention, just so like they can blatantly see me doing it. I'm like looking at them, square in the eyes, be like splashing a bit of oil on the curtains, and then it's up to them where they want to go, towards me or towards...
What are you doing?
Terry. I'm just anointing the place against the forces of evil.
Roll a deception check. For fuck's sake. Okay. Okay. You do that. Just be warned that there are things in the house. We're looking for more of them.
Looking for more of what?
Those undead, fucking horrible creature things.
As I splash a bit of oil towards him and just go, don't worry, I'll get these demons gone! Demons gone!
Kind of like recoils as you splash him and kind of wipes his face and is like, okay, you do that. Thanks. Anyway.
You're welcome. Demon be gone! All down the corridor. Just start splashing this oil everywhere.
I will say, once I'm out of range...
He's believing what you're... Like, he believes that's what you're genuinely doing, and he's kind of looking at you as if you're a bit of a crackpot. That's why
I'm
he's...
okay with this.
He's kind of like, okay, you do that.
I will say, once guards have stopped chasing me and I'm out of sight, I'll change to look like the old blacksmith's apprentice.
Yeah.
And then walk back to the chap-like place, absolutely normal.
The chapel?
No, to the manor.
Okay. Terry, you get one more chance. And then I'm going to need another stealth.
That's very
No, this lock's tough.
I will use the Bardic Inspiration for that one.
Yep.
Do you need me to re-roll it, or are you using
No,
one of
just
the
add
other ones? Then?
D6.
Which one? That?
You got an inspiration, didn't you, from Seg?
Yeah, am I re-rolling, or am I using the ones he rolled?
No, just use your own, like roll it. Okay. That is enough.
21.
So you start getting the lock, and you can hear that the one pin's slightly jammed, as this vault door is slightly old. And what you do is you get you get a second tool in, and you kind of just tap it like a hammer. Although it's not supposed to be used like that, you kind of bodge it, and just hear chink chink as the pin breaks, so the mechanism is unlocked. You are able to crank the vault door's like hatch mechanism, and you hear the bars as it's unlocked.
Can I get in?
Yeah, you
Can I
can.
open the door?
Yeah, you just pull the door backwards and just... It's heavy. It's like 70, 80 pound door. But you're able to pry it open, and you can see the various items you saw once before ahead of you.
Groovy. I can't remember what was in there now.
Roll an investigation check.
12.
You see a small tribal statue that looks to be made out of stone that's finely carved. It's of a tribal warrior, like stood with his, like as a sentinel guard, spear at the side, completely naked and at full mast. It seems to be a fertility statue of some description. You also see a small sack on one of the two tables in the centre that's got a small collection of moderate gems and different gemstones.
I'll pick that one up just in case.
Okay, there is a box with a set of manacles inside that look nice.
I'll pick that one up just in case.
And you remember the double-ended marital aid in the one chest at the end that was ornate and had magical properties?
Yeah, I'll pick that one up just in case.
Okay. Outside
Just in case, you know,
that,
we might need them later.
like I said, those are the 4 items of interest. Other than that, you see like a small amounts of gold and different monetary values. You see 120 gold in mixed coinage.
I'll take that just in case.
Okay, and that's all you managed to find.
So,
Can I say to the guy that's kind of watching me splashing oil everywhere, is there any way it feels particularly haunted?
Say that again.
Can I just say to the guy that's watching me splash oil everywhere, is there any way you feel that's particularly haunted?
No. I don't believe in that bollocks. Personally.
I kind of just whisper in his ear, "You don't yet, but watch what I'm about to do," and carry on like daintily splashing oil through the corridors.
He's kind of following you, bemused. Like, he wants to see what the fuck you're about to do.
We know!
I know. He doesn't. But yeah, Terry,
Not one people in the building.
you gather up everything but the statuette, and you have successfully looted this vault.
cool. I will then, if I've done everything of interest that is pocketable, I will.
Well, you haven't
leave.
took the statuette, but that's about it.
Oh, I thought you said it was like a. Oh, it's not like a full-on statue.
It's like a foot tall.
Like what? Oh. I feel like that's a bit ungainly.
Oops, ignore that.
I mean, it wasn't magical last time, so it's fine.
No.
We'll leave him for now.
Okay.
If we run into money troubles, we can always come back.
But you make your way out into the corridor where you see Bargand
I will shut the
splashing
vault door. I will shut the vault door properly on the way out, so they can't tell. Like, just like shut it, spin the wheel thing, so it.
Yeah, and you just hear
Yeah, so
as it all.
I'm imagining Terry kind of leading this guy mildly away, kind of looking back towards Terry like, yeah, like side-eye, get out the front door as I'm splashing oil everywhere going, praise be to Jeebus, praise to Eldeath, be gone in the name.
So you're going full preacher mode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm still invisible, but I would appreciate that and just walk outside.
So you walk
I see the door
outside.
swing open and then close. I'm like, that's gotta be Terry.
Yeah. Kilnar, what are you doing as you see all this unfurl? Tom? Kilnar's dead. Yay!
Kilnar seemed like
So Monson,
Bargain throwing oil everywhere. Would have just like stood up and just started to walk out.
yeah, just follow Bargain.
Oh,
Kilnar's doing the old, not this again.
So Monsek, you see the front door open and shut, just and you approach the manor.
a bit there-ish.
Yeah, I'll say, as you just see the door creak open and creak shut. And Damien kind of looks like, the fuck? Roll a stealth check, Terry.
Still invisible.
I know.
Advantage.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, advantage.
Yep.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll beat to 1, but I'll do that again.
Well, it's a 3, but yeah. Yeah, you
Which
just...
is
So you just, like, he's like, the fuck? As you see him, like, open and check the door as it creaks a couple times.
I gotta say, I yell out, going, "Have you seen my wife? Did she make it back before the beasts caught her?"
Roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Well, okay.
He kind of, as he's checking the door and you shut, he goes, looks and he like takes a second to see who you are. He's like, Augustus? Didn't you leave like days ago?
They attacked our cart and I fought them off while my son and wife ran back. Have you seen them? Did they make...
Your missus made it back, yeah. She's in the house. You still the elf?
No.
But nobody said hello
Say that again, Terry.
So nobody recognised me to say hello till now.
Yeah, I know. But he doesn't say they didn't recognise you. But yeah, so what was you saying then, Sam?
He sort of like grabs his... Like, I grab my mouth and go, "No, my son," and then just like drop to the ground like in a defeated way.
He kind of comes over to you. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean he's not alive. I mean, your woman made it back. Maybe, I've never thought to say, but maybe we can ask her where he is. I don't know. He's kind of like trying to make you feel better, but he's kind of like, you know, when they're like, I don't know how to approach this.
Yay. Did she make it with someone? There was people who were travelling.
She seemed pretty shacked up with 3 other dudes.
Was my son with them at that point?
No.
Where are they? I need to speak to them.
They're in the
Like,
house.
so against my feet, using them as support.
Yeah, they're in the house. Just go in. Make sure you make yourself aware when you go in. And he kind of like salters back to the door, like as he's like walking with you.
I will have about a minute with him just to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd like to use Word of Terror, which is a class ability, and literally for a minute. Yes, literally, I have to speak to him for a minute. One sec, let me just voice it to you. There you go. Voice to a minute, and literally, I want to make him fear Rayleigh about how he was leading the hordes.
Okay. Well, let's make this wisdom save first.
Yes.
What do you mean? He came back with your wife and the other ones. I don't know what you mean.
Traitor! He must have killed my son for that ritual that he kept screaming about.
Deception check with advantage because he's frightened.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna roll.
Calm down. Calm down.
Shit. I don't know. Yeah, we need to find him. Well, he's in the house with the other ones, the ones that came with your woman.
Are they coming out the door at that point, like all the other guys?
But, no, because Bargain's leading them through the house and doing oil splashy splashy. You saw the door open and shut as you assume Terry came outside. Rayleigh's currently in the house trying to search it.
I'm gonna say, I'll sort of resist and go, no, I'm not going in with that man. The vision of him, even in my mind, is... And, like, sort of start to tear... like, sort of...
Yeah. You're playing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. Bargained, Kilnar.
You may want to tell them. You may want to tell the lords about this before Rayleigh gets to him.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Fuck, I didn't think he would be the type. Rayleigh, is currently searching the house. Bargained. What are you continuing to do?
I believe, this dwarven male? Question mark?
Who?
I believe that, but who's, well, it's Monsek, isn't it?
No, Monsek's a human.
You
sorry.
don't know it's me.
Yeah, he's
So,
currently
see
pretending to be the human blacksmith.
this wailing human
Yeah.
kind of walk in, me not recognising, to kind of again walk over towards Monsek and just boop the snoot, and then splash it on blood. Demon be gone!
Well, you recognise.
Demon be gone!
You recognise
Demon
this
be
to be
gone!
the blacksmith you killed.
Yeah, but I also
I'm
see
gonna
the
say-
clothing and the
Yeah.
backpack and the general weaponry. I assume
Yes, no, that is fair. Yep.
with my passive perception being quite high.
Yeah, because the
I'm like-
clothing doesn't change. Yeah.
So I use, to a degree, Monsek to kind of sell the illusion. I'll just kind of boop on the snooze and be like, "Don't worry, I'll be getting rid of these demons soon," and carry on through the corridor, splashing oil. Is it suitable?
I've not gone in.
yet?
I've not gone in. I've stayed outside in a shaking heap.
Yeah, the door's kind of like half ajar from the front door.
Okay,
As you-
so, well, I pop a bit out the door and then just boot the snooze and splash oil and then go back in and carry on down the corridors.
Okay. You've probably used a vast majority of what you were intending to use at this point.
Well, literally all
Do I
that oil is gone
Do
at
I
this
smell
point.
what it is on my face?
Yeah.
Do I smell the oil? Oh, yeah, literally. My eyes just changed to, oh god, we're doing this again.
And then it kind of flits back in your memory to, like, Bargain just giving you that little boop on the snoot, and you're like, I know what that means.
Wait
I was gonna
a
say,
minute.
I just move down the stairs and like just go to sit on the bottom step, ready to run. Just like, oh, I know what's going to happen next. We're going to
Terry,
have to
where are
run in.
you going?
Can I do a quick gambol to check on the pigs who were in the horse garage? I forgot the word.
The stable.
That's the one. The horse garage.
The horse garage. You go to the back, and where they were, you find that they are no longer there.
Oh no, they've eaten my pig friends. I'm very upset. And I can't hear them, like, about.
Perception check.
Oh, 14?
No? You hear no signs of pigs? So you have a
guess
look
so.
around this barn, and except for the one horse that you can see, it's empty.
Can I attempt to coax the horse to come with me?
You're kind of invisible.
Yeah,
Right?
you're invisible.
Touch his butt.
Yes, like, nine noises and see if he comes along. The horse can smell me.
Roll animal handling with disadvantage because you are invisible, trying to coax the horse. The
2
horse, as you make noises, it's looking around, trying to understand, and it gets a little antsy at one point, and it's unresponsive to you because it can't find you.
Is there still the pile of, like, grain and stuff?
Yeah, there's a small sack of oats.
I'll grab some oats and have them in my invisible hand, so it's just like some floating out, and then try and...
Doesn't anything you hold become invisible
Yeah,
with
it
you?
does.
I don't think it does. I think it would just kind of carry, flavor-wise, just like this, like handful of oats just floating through the air, and the horse is there trying to munch it.
Okay, we'll go with it for the sake of this is entertaining. So yeah, you hold the oats, and the horse notices the oats and walks over and takes a bite. Eats.
And I'll coax him further and further out, like, as it...
Roll another animal handling check.
Also, a dex check to avoid the horse's bite. The fuck? It's trying to eat your hand. Nom.
No.
It refuses to leave its small little paddock inside the stable. It comes out, it took a couple bites, but then as you try and coax it further away from there, it refuses to leave its little area and doesn't move.
Do we need a horse that? Yeah, bugger, I can't be bothered. I can always get the others to come and fetch it. I'll head back.
Okay.
Can I request Rayleigh's help in completing the ritual? Hey, Rayleigh. Are you gonna need
He's kind of upstairs
Some
on the
help.
landing at the minute, and you hear him slam a door and come back out. What do you need now?
Come with me, I need help to complete the cleansing. And I go into the room that we were all kind of eating in. I assume there's a table in there.
Yeah, you were sat at a table. For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
So
What is it now as he kind of trudges down?
as he comes in, I light a candle and just kind of put it in the center of the table, and I sit down cross-legged on the table and hold my palms open, arms resting on my crossed legs, and say, "Will you join me
No.
to end the curse?"
Do what you need to do.
I need a second person.
Persuasion check. He's really not interested at the minute, so you're gonna have to persuade this motherfucker. Just get.
No.
You there, Dragonborn boy. Forgot your name. He points at Kilnar. Help him finish his ritual, please.
And Kilnar, I assume since Kilnar's not saying anything,
Yeah.
comes and sits with me.
Yeah.
And I grasp his palms and then scoot my hands up towards his forearm, pull him really close, and just say, run.
Okay.
And then I turn back towards Rayleigh. Candle still lit on the table. I unfurl my legs, stand tall in front of him, and just say, "The house should be cleansed now, at least."
Good. He kind of says
And
it
then
along as he's playing along with your game.
And then I flick one of the pebbles out that I keep for my magic stone
Mm.
and fling it towards the candle and leg it.
The second you do that, the oil ignites and sets a fire as Rayleigh immediately
If
goes,
it's going to be catching up to me, I will wild shape the motherfuck out of here. I will increase my movement speed, whatever it takes.
It's not tremendously quick. The oil does make it a lot quicker than if it was alone, but Rayleigh immediately goes into a panic and starts shouting that there's a fire and also trying to tell you to stop. Stop him, there's an intruder! He set fire to the place! We need help, there's a fire! And he's kind of like torn between the two issues as you both
I take
start
all the
running.
disengage actions.
You bust through the door as you almost barrel Damien over, just poof, oh, fuck! What are you doing? As Monsec, as Augustus is sat at the bottom of the stairs. What are you doing?
So there's someone. So there's someone on the outside of the stairs. Like
Yeah,
a guard
Damien.
person. I come running out, Damien, and just go, "Help! Someone started a fire!" I'm pointing inwards.
Shit.
It must be Rayleigh's tricks again. Are these the men that she was with?
Mm-hmm.
I go towards them and then go to run with them, try and keep up, and go, this must be one of Rayleigh's tricks. Please, talk to me while that. Tell me where my wife...
Damien shifts and runs inside. Rayleigh's gone mad! Fire! Fire! As
Oh, I
you
love it.
start booking it away from the house. I'll switch you back to...
I'm so proud of myself.
Fucking hate you guys.
Burn,
What have I done?
burn, disco inferno. Bargain knows exactly
did what
how
I
to
did.
cleanse this. Bargain knows how to cleanse these demons. Bargain's just burning everything down.
How can a house be haunted if there is no house?
Exactly, that's the logic.
Wow.
I'm gonna say, once we get out of range, I
There's no
change back.
body.
So yeah, you start running, and just as you get outside of eye view, Monsec, you revert back to your standard form.
So, should we go check out the blacksmith and the carpenters before we leave?
Kind of look towards a metaphorical watch on my arm and just go, oh. Yeah, I guess we could. We've got time.
Wow.
Could always do with a new weapon.
Head back to the blacksmith and carpenters.
Okay.
I just follow along, casually invisible.
I was gonna say, we assume you're nearby. Just
I am the ninja.
You start making your way through the buildings, quickly heading back to the carpenters and blacksmiths that you saw when you realised two of you were changing. You deal with a few small numbers of undead, as you have been, with relative ease. You are outside with the blacksmith and the carpenters are pretty much right next to each other. Which do you want to hit first?
The carpenters?
yeah, I'll back up that plan.
Because he might have things to hold things?
Like a cart.
I thought didn't we discover there was no cart, or did we not get that far?
You didn't look before
We
you
didn't get
realised
that
you
far.
change him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You head towards the carpenters,
Thank
which is just labelled as a carpenter's. You enter the small building and you see various small woodworked pieces, furniture, and different tools. There's a back room that you can also see.
I will head into the back room.
I'm gonna search.
Okay. Do a investigation check. Terry, as you enter into the back room, you see it's a small living space used for what was the carpenter. You see a small bed, a small prep area for food, a small basin to wash yourself in, and some clothes.
What state of the clothing compared to mine? Because I haven't got changed since I've been in prison.
You did, didn't you? You got dressed into the dress.
Nope.
You-
I think my man's
because you got dressed into that, and then you changed at the witch's house, and then undressed at the witch's house to give it all to me. So currently, you're still in your underpants.
Yeah.
No,
I
it changed
believe.
back in the chapel when we woke up.
I gave you back your equipment and your backpack once we got to the church. So
Ye-
I don't know what you got dressed in, but it's not what you were in when in the prison.
The clothes.
Unless you just put your prison guards back on.
Yeah.
Yay! Looks scary. No, I feel sorry for
The
me giving money. I
clothes
mean,
are worn and dirty, but in comparison to the prison garb you were wearing, better. You can see they're covered in wood dust and things like that, and shavings. There are some cuts and splits where you can see it's been very adequately repaired multiple times.
I'll leave them for now.
Yeah, it's a heavy cotton material that's been used, like it's 2 or 3 layers thick. It's like heavy workman clothes. But you start looking through the front of the shop, Monsec, and you see different decorative items like little ornaments and stuff made out of wood. You see small boxes and crates freshly made, barrels. You see pieces of furniture like chairs and tables and things like this. Essentially, welcome to Fantasy IKEA. But none of it's flat packed.
Is there no place where he'd put his gold, like a register or anything like?
Well, you see there's a small, like, metal box behind the desk, but it's open when you find it and there is nothing inside. Presumably, if he's alive, he either took it as he left or someone else has been here and took it already.
Is there any of his tools left, like to make a carpenter's?
Not
Toolkit?
not out here, but Terry does see some tools in the back. Whether it's enough to make a full kit or not, he hasn't yet looked.
Like,
So, what are the other two of you doing?
I'm assuming since it's a carpenter's place that we're in? Question mark. Is that where we are right now?
Yeah, we're in the carpenters.
Yeah. Can I at least grab up a saw?
There isn't any tools in the front, but like in the back, yeah, you'd probably be able to pick up a wood saw.
Yeah. Kind of whap it up and just go, ooh, sharp. There's not really a fat ton that I can do. Is the whole place clear? Can I make a listen check at the stairs upwards if there's any stairs? See if
This is
someone's
a one-floor
cowering upstairs,
building.
maybe?
You've got the front of the store, you've got the back, which is like a impromptu living quarters, and there's a back door to the outside.
Okay. Well, I'm out of oil, guys, so I'm
Fine,
going to
so.
pick up this saw and then just kind of look towards the back door. Open the back door and just be like, we done?
Will you go through into the back room and then open the back door and have a little look? Roll a perception check.
I thought it was already in the back room because that's where I found the saw.
Oh, because you never specified where you was. I'm saying you kind of like float in between, but if you want to say you were in the back room, that's fine. But you peek out the back door and have a look.
It's having a moment.
It's fine.
Yeah, I can't roll. It's just locked me out. Let me see if I can get in on my app.
If need be, I'll roll it for you.
I should be able to roll it from my app. What did we say? Sorry. Perception was it?
Yeah, because you're just having a little look around, aren't you, at the moment?
24.
Nice. You see larger pieces of carpentry strewn about outside. There are no fully built carts, but there are parts in which to make carts with. There are wheels and there are large planks of wood. You do see some nails and metal pieces that could be used as brackets and things like that. Not a massive amount, Tom. Just everyone went full evil and looted the place and then was being horrible to the people inside. And set it on fire.
Is it really evil? Is it
Hey.
really evil?
It is
Hey,
evil.
I didn't do anything. I just turned them against each other.
Evil.
I just stole things.
Exactly.
I tried to sanctimoniously like cleanse the manor. I felt like I was doing good work.
You could fuck
Hey,
off.
I was doing God's work.
You could fuck right off with that bullshit.
I will say, Dan, if we're evil, we would have locked the doors as we left.
Exactly. They could
It
get
doesn't
out.
matter. You still did an evil act. You thieved and you set a fire.
But is stealing really evil? I just call it really okay thing asset.
Technically, I didn't either.
Eat the rich.
You're a.
I'm 6.
You're an accessory to arson and grand larceny.
Do these things really exist during a zombie apocalypse? I don't think so.
I think they do.
I think that I think law enforcement have better things to do.
But either way, despite the evil party in front of me, we carry on.
Evil is a strong word.
But you see various large pieces of carpentry, all in a state of unconstructed.
Can I see how they fit together?
Roll a intelligence check, just a flat intelligence.
Well, that's rolling. Is there any wooden toys, like children's toys?
Yeah, there are small, like, blocks with, like, little like little engravements on of patterns and things like this, and letters and numbers. There are
Okay.
small, like, wooden, like, you know, the Nutcracker soldier toys.
Yeah.
Things like that, but of various styles.
I grabbed 6 just to like a mix of all of them.
Fuck me. We're in the bastard German market.
Hey,
Uh,
go knocky.
Where are the foot-long hot dogs?
In your fucking mouth. Now if you carry on.
In my fucking pants.
But no, you take a look and think over. You're not sure all of the pieces are here, but most of them are. You see wheels, you see a flat board that would be the bottom, you can see nails to nail it all together. But you're no carpenter, so the DC is naturally a bit higher, so because you've never built a cart.
Yeah, but I can see like the general way that it would have.
Yeah, you can see the
I was just
base.
looking to like, yeah, it's laid out in a certain fashion.
Yeah, like I said, you see spokes, you see the wheels, you see the bottom. You think there's enough to put it all together?
Hey, I think we could put this together between the lot of us if we needed a cart.
Ooh.
We could, but do we really have time? We sort of set the main manor on fire, so I think we're getting manhunted down.
Oh, they'll be busy for a bit yet. I douse that place good and proper.
I noticed.
Well,
Go hard or go home.
yeah, might have time.
So, should we have a quick look at the blacksmiths and the general store to maybe get you some more oil? It's like doing a smile like finger going towards him.
Like, for the only time that you've ever seen bargains, which from someone who looks like he's permanently taking a mental nap, his eyes glitter and gleam, and a small spark crosses them as you mention oil.
And then we'll come back and try and make a cart. Yes?
Do you want me to go and look for the oil and you stay here and build the cart, build the cart, build the cart, build the cart?
No, I feel we're better off together with all the zombies and maybe the mob coming to find us.
Oh, well, like I said, they'll be busy for a bit yet. But okay. To the blacksmiths. And trundle out of the door.
Following bargain with pride.
Okay. Terry?
Sorry,
Bill, no?
did you say there was enough tools for me to make a thingy kit?
No, I
Like-
said there might be. You haven't looked.
Oh, sorry, I cut out through it when we was talking about it. Oh shit! So I forgot to turn. That would be 9.
You take a look around, and there are a number of tools. There are like wooden mallets. There are a couple of different size saws and stuff, but there probably isn't enough to make a full kit out of it. But there are a small number of tools.
I will collect them all up and put them outside near the clean spot that's by the cart parts.
So you take them all out
And one
towards
of-
the like unbuilt carts and just lay them out there ready.
While I was rummaging for those, did I notice any sort of like drawers or cupboards or anything kind of in the family room?
Yeah, there was a few drawers. Some of it contained some clothes, food. It's various knickknacks. Like, it's a small one-man's home. And there's not a lot. And you notice that a lot of the furniture seems to be made by himself. It's not stuff that he's acquired.
Was there anything that was locked?
No, there was nothing that was particularly locked up. Everything was open. It was just standard wooden drawers, like a wooden chest of drawers, with like each drawer had its own thing. Like two drawers had clothes, two drawers had like various bits and bobs from carpentry, and there was other drawers that had food. There was other drawers that had like little ledgers with books in. Like,
Okay. I will go outside and join the others.
okay. Kilnar, are you doing the same?
Yeah.
Okie doke. So you all have had a look around, and then eventually have had enough of the carpenters, and then decide to go see what the blacksmiths has to offer. It's a open air forge with a small building attached to it. The forge itself is not on at the minute. It's currently empty, soot ridden still, and there's a small like building directly to the side of it.
I look backwards and just kind of assess the house as to whether it's going up in flames or whether they've managed to put it out? Question mark.
Perception check.
I mean, my passive is 17.
Yeah, but you're actively looking.
Yes.
Ooh.
Don't even care anymore.
But considering it's still early morning, as you go to look up, bearing in mind the house is on a very slight hill, you look up and all you see is sunlight, and it blinds you for a second. It's very harsh, low sun. You can't see the manor because every time you look up, all you're getting an eyeful of is sun.
Sizzling eye beam.
Yes, you feel your eyes bubble. Blub blub.
I look towards the blacksmith and kick the front door in.
Okay.
Boom.
You walk up towards the blacksmith and you just crack with your foot. Make a strength check.
I think again. Just a flat strength, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You crunch the front door with your foot as the door that was locked remains locked, but you hear a couple of wood splinters as you damage the door pretty rotten.
Shoulder barge.
Go for it again. Roll another strength check. I like how he's doing this with the big hulking barbarian just stood behind watching.
We're on the same. Why
Once
is the barbarian? I hit the door. Come on, barbarian. This is what you're made
I'm going to
for.
say, can I check if the door's unlocked?
no, it is.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to check to see if it's
Yeah,
actually
you just
locked.
turn the knob and just.
the problem.
No, it's locked. If it was unlocked, it would have swung open and breaking the hinge, but because it's locked, it's got 3 points of holding. You've got the 2 door hinges and then the door lock mechanism.
Is there a convenient window next to this door?
Yeah.
Does it have glass in it?
Yep.
The Mardem is about
Mm.
6, 7 years old, so...
Can I take my short sword and just smash the glass?
Yep.
Do I need to roll?
No, because it's glass. You,
Okay.
You see him smashing on the door, and you just look to the 2 windows that are either side and just grab your short sword and just... the window is covered in broken glass and would need cleaning, but you've broken the window.
Can I just use my sword to like shivvy it out?
Yeah, like you start like hacking at the window frame and cleaning it up. It's gonna take a few seconds, but yeah. Roll another strength check on the door.
I'm running out of steam now.
Yeah, you're getting tired. You're getting tired. And just you kind of hit the door and take a step back, and you just like, fucking hell, this is tough door. Just as Terry's just window's done.
Can I hop to the window?
Yeah.
Can I just leg up Terry to the window? Oh, that's a good idea. Just kind of give him a leg up and then force him through the glass.
Roll a strength check for yeet.
I yeet you through the glass.
You don't
Very
yeet him anyway.
unenergetically.
You kind of allow him to help you. I was gonna say you allow him to help you, but the thing is, he feels like he's the one pushing you up and helping you, but it's just you lifting your leg out of politeness. As
me doing it.
As you climb in on your own, pretty much, and you're inside the blacksmith door. You see a
I'm
bar.
totally useful.
You see a wooden bar across the front door. It's attached to like two metal things that's like holding the wooden block in place.
So I say, guys, give me a sec, I'll let you in. We can have a quick look around, see if I notice anything that's like look excessively valuable.
Perception check.
I was gonna say to check on him as he goes, I'll let you in this right now. I sort of pop my head up at the window, just like a boink to see.
Perception check.
Can he see me?
The window's not high up. It's like normal window height.
I mean, I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
Unless it's been an hour.
Isn't it only a minute?
Oh, I don't see him.
It's an hour.
I'm gonna keep pushing me out of the way.
No, invisibility's an hour.
Well, then I push my
So that's
into the window.
persuasion.
With the same result.
Get in.
You
Who's
see...
persuading me?
You don't see many armaments or anything like that. There are 2 boxes of what looks like nails and a shelf with arrowheads on them. Not full arrows, but just the actual metal heads. Outside of that, the store looks pretty picked clean.
Okay, dokie. I will go and attempt to shove, evict the bar that's blocking the door.
Yep, you lift the bar that's blocking the door, and because the door had been damaged so heavily, the second you do this, the door kind of like falls inwards, and you kind of scoot out the way really quick as the door on the floor and just dust kicks up. As you all see him hold, you see this large wooden piece of lumber just hovering in the air as the doors just fell.
Is there like a dust print of what his face and body looks like?
Yeah, there's like an outline of Terry in dust as the dust is just wafted back onto him.
Come on in, guys.
So
I
the access
hone
way
my nose and just sniff out any potential oil.
Roll sniff. Perception check.
I'm like a hooker on cocaine. I know exactly how to sniff.
But your cocaine is like oil, so you're managing to find
But
it like
I know how to
really
sniff
easy.
it. Yeah, I'm like at a petrol station right now with a window rolled down, sniffing all the fumes.
Mate, petrol fumes smell lovely. Don't fight me if you don't.
Mate, they're banging. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, so yeah, you take a moment to smell around. You don't smell any oil immediately from the doorway. The things you do smell is dust and must. The smell of metal, like that metallic-y taste in your mouth.
Like a penny in your gob.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I assume I smell Terry as well.
Well, no, you kind of see his outline pretty well.
Smelled him first. Smells bad.
Okay.
Smells bad.
Smells
bad.
Other smells, you smell burnt wood, like you would expect to smell at a blacksmith's, where like etching has been done, and as things have been quenched, typically the wooden barrels that your quench tank was made out of, if the metal touches the edges, it will singe it, even though it's in water or oil, depending on how you temper blades and other metals. You can smell that singed, burnt wood smell as well. It's a bit not nice, but it's not offensive, but it's like, oh, that's not nice. That's a bit whiffy.
I turn towards Monsec. You said to be oily.
I said at the general store, my dear friend.
I smell bullshit.
Yeah, you
must be
all
smelling
look
what's
to the
coming out of
side
your
and you
phone,
see
mate.
there's a small pile of ball droppings just perfectly placed.
And I just point at them and she's like, sorry, what was that? Can I, unless anyone has anything they particularly want to say for the minute, do it now or forever hold your peace? Burn the place to the ground, no. Can I pull out the short sword
Yep.
that I took from the blacksmith and see if it pulls me in any particular direction, or whether it feels connected to this place?
Roll a Arcana check. Then a history check.
Meh.
Now roll me a history check.
Why you give me zeros? Why are you making me roll 0 checks?
Because you're doing the things that you have zeros in. Fucking hell, bargain. You...
I will say, none of us are intelligent.
Yeah, you pull out the short sword and you...
I got a +1.
Okay, Blake. But you pull out the short sword and you try and focus to see where it's coming from. I'm being echoed. Ben.
I've got like 4 minutes left.
Ben. Thank you.
What?
I'm echoing. I can hear myself twice.
Apologies. Thought I was on push to talk.
I'm really sorry.
And now?
But you try and focus and try and see where the source of the magic is. See if it pulls you in any direction, like to the forge. Is there a special item in this shop or not? You don't get pulled in any way, but the general feeling that this sword gives, even though it's a partial enchant, you remember it being strongest when you were with the elven woman, the wife of Augustus. It was strongest in her presence.
He wanted to be selfish enough just one weapon, he can have it.
That's all I wondered. Anyone else want anything from in here? Loot the place!
Are there any stairs, or is it just like a 1-floor thing?
There is a back room, and in there is a ladder to go upstairs. And then you've got the actual forge itself outside.
To the upstairs.
While everyone goes upstairs, I'm not going to make no secret about placing some small ignition sources. Because I imagine there would be some ignition sources,
Yeah.
given the fact that there's a forge that needs to get going. Just strategically around the place, just in case, you know.
No, naturally.
And then just, you know, scatter them about in a strategic formation and then head upstairs with everybody.
Yep, that's doable. You all eventually make your way upstairs, and you see a small living quarters. It's enough to fit 2 adults and maybe a child. You see small toys, clothing of male, female, and child sizes. It's split into 3 main rooms upstairs. You've got the 2 bedrooms for the parents and the child, and then you've got like a living quarters, it's like, you know, in a flat where it's like all open plan. It's kind of like that, where you've got the kitchen area, you've got the living area, and there's a bit of everything mixed in.
Cool. Can I investigate to see if there's anything valuable?
Yeah, you can roll investigation.
Nope.
No, it's pretty barren of anything of worth. There are a couple of things lying about, but they're either damaged, broken, or valueless.
Nothing sentimental value that seems like highly sentimental value. Something on a fireplace.
Not that you can see. Anything of sentimental value seems to have gone.
What are they looking about? Can I ritualistically cast Detect Magic?
You can. I will say that you start going about catching Detect Magic, and you're doing that. Everyone else?
I'm just wondering about kind of scuffing my feet along the floor. I'm not really investigating, since there's no oil here. I seem a little impatient, if not a lot.
I'm gonna say I grab like a couple of their pillows, sort of like are they better than my bedroll pillow, and sort of like trying to improve my gear.
Okay, so you all spend a few moments pottering about upstairs. Terry, you're hard working away at doing Detect Magic, and 10 minutes go by. The Detect Magic goes off, and you don't sense immediately in this room any magic-y items. You sense a lot of residual magic, as in something that was highly magical was once here and has now gone.
Can I tell a particular place it was more in than not?
The bedroom of the two adults.
Can I wander into that room?
As you see, there is a lot of residual magic auras emanating from one half of the bed, and various items that may or may not have been touched at some point.
What sort of vibe am I getting from this magic?
Roll an Arcana check.
15?
It's old. It's an old form of magic, and you've never encountered any magic like this. But it's not a standardized school of magic. It's something natural, more natural than normal magic.
Does it have a more aggressive or kind of like, not submissive, like kind of defensive kind of feel to
Its
it?
vibe is non-aggressive, and it's very calming and welcoming at the same time. It's
So would you
the
say-
type of magic that this is a very pleasant one to be around.
So without being really stereotypical, would you say it's more of a feminine presence rather than a masculine presence?
No, it's more of something you'd expect of an elven community.
Right.
Because as you are aware of, but you've never studied it or know of it, elves have latent magic abilities that they can or cannot tap into depending on how they were trained as children.
So can I deduce that it might have been the wife who had the magic rather than the husband?
Probably, yeah, considering she was elven.
Have you been on Animal Crossing today?
Can I do kind of like look downwards to see if there's anything magically hidden under the floorboard?
Well, you've had a look around and there is nothing latent magic that's pinging, only this residual magic of something that was extremely strong that is no longer here. It's kind of left an imprint. Like when my fat ass sits on memory foam, it leaves an imprint for a while. You know what I mean?
Okay. Can I go into the... what I
Gotta
presume
love
is
that
the-
sweaty butt crack print.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I go into the children's room to see if I sense anything similar but dissimilar in there?
You go in and You see flakes of the same energy, but it's much, much weaker in here. But it's the exact same as what was in the bedroom previous.
Does it feel like it comes from the same person or somebody different?
You're unsure. It's too weak to be able to get a read. You were dealing off weak residual magics anyway, but it's even weaker in here to the point it's borderline unnoticeable.
Okay. I will head back downstairs then.
Okay. You see Terry complete this ritual and proceed to look around, and you see he's got a peculiar, like, that's interesting type of look to his face. You see him go into the 2 bedrooms, one after another, and then make his way downstairs. Do the rest of you follow?
I will say I would follow, asking him what did he see, or what did he find?
There was a residual magic aura in it that may have come from the Y, as it feels vaguely elfy-ish, sort of. But might have been the husband, who knows? Shrug.
The elvish does sound more plausible, though. But nothing of interest here.
No. Unless I noticed anything different downstairs?
The front room of the shop, essentially, you don't sense anything. Same with the back. You see like a lot of the crates where storage for supplies, smithing supplies and stuff are held. The forge, however, has a interesting aura to it. It's got a similar but not quite the same aura as what you felt upstairs. As you see, there are runic markings on the inside of the forge that are of an elvish nature. Because you don't speak Elven, but I'm saying people have the ability to know, oh, that's Elven. Like how you could look at a sentence and go, that's German, that's French. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
But you
Well,
notice
like
these as Elven. As there is a elven residual magic pulsing from 4 different runes from inside the body of the kiln. Because the forge, essentially, it's like a large, like a flower's bulb shaped with an opening at the front. And as you look in the opening and around, it's like a large dome. And you can see the different markings inside. Also, I've been asked, are we playing Jackbox after this stream?
Sure.
I can't because I've got that American group that I run, Sony. I've got prep work and maps to import.
No worries then. But we'll have a Blake. And Sam and Tom potentially.
No, I'm not going to go to bed for work.
Fair enough.
Potentially.
Okay,
Leather.
so potentially 2 of them, Kai. But either way, you carry on, and you notice these runes emanating from the forge.
So do they feel exactly the same, or do they have like more of a specific purpose?
Another Arcana check. You're unsure, but you only are able to have found these because of using Detect Magic. These runes were purposefully hidden away. They were very hard to spot, and the only reason you was able to find them is because of Detect Magic. Almost as if whoever put them there didn't want the smith to know they were there.
Oh, she was sneaky bitch. I mean, lady.
Potentially.
Or it was the hag.
No, this is
Did
Elven
you know the hag
magic.
is in the way? Maybe they're having like a lesbian tryst.
Find anything, Tickle?
Some more Rooney things that seem similar to the other things. So the wife was being a bit shady, doing elven magic in places she shouldn't be, maybe?
Or maybe
Who
she
knows?
was helping his work with a few magical enchants, but wanted to make him feel like he was doing really well. Which is why, when you
No.
pressed him about the magic in the sword, he didn't know, because he's not magically inclined.
You know what? Can I just thrust my
Member?
long sword? Just like
That's another word for it.
no, that's the short sword. Just like
That's the
in through the kiln and like wipe it around it and just see if anything happens to it.
You put your blade in, wipe it around, you pull it out, it's covered in soot.
Oh,
Is this where I shine? And I've got like an ignition source and a match in my hands.
let's give it a go.
Surely, let's.
Pyro.
I kind of throw this, for lack of a better word, tinder into the forge and just roughly scrape this match along my own stubbled facial hair since I haven't shaved in a few days. Ignite the match and throw it into the forge.
Okay, so you ignite the match, throw it into the tinder pile you've made, and you just see it slowly crackle, and then eventually a small flame produces and starts to burn away. You add more slowly and build it up to not a full forge equivalent, but a decent enough flame. It's like a campfire inside. You see that as extreme temperatures have been produced, the runes glow very faintly. Like, you know how metal goes through a dull orange to a red to a white in colour? They started a dull orange, and then as the stone around starts to heat up, the runes glow slightly brighter, to the point they're at a white hot.
I will mage hand if I can and thrust my sword in with my mage hand.
Okay. So you take your mage hand and then gently move the sword into the flames, and you see the blade after a short while as you keep... And I imagine you keep casting it because it's only a minute. But it lasts.
Leave me in there for hours. I just want to have a quick warm and then put it back out.
Okay, you put it in, you see the blade start to heat, and you pull it back out. No immediate reaction that you notice. The blade is not quite glowing orange yet, but I will point out you have probably ruined that sword.
What if I ruined it? Fuck it. Let's just leave it in there for a bit longer.
Yeah, well, you've ruined it in the sense that you've ruined its temper and made the metal brittle.
Fuck it. Whack it back in again.
Okay. So, you put the sword back in, and are you just leaving it for a while?
Say about 5 minutes and then put it back out.
Okay. So you leave it in there for about 5 minutes. The blade hums a delicate orange, goes to a red, and then just as it's getting towards that white hot, you pull it out. You see next to you there is a barrel with water in, which you have seen before. Smiths tend to dunk in that. And you see the anvil. You don't see any hammers. You see chisels and things like that to shape swords. What do you want to do with it?
I'll just like dunk it in the quench.
Yeah. So you pull the
Put
sword
it
out, and you can see it's glowing very, very hot, and the heat radiating is immense. And you just take it and place it in the barrel, and as you do, you just hear it hiss as all the water kicks back and steam erupts. And you pretty much stand near it. You've got a sauna for free right here. as you hold it there for a while and the bubbles over a time start to slowly calm down, and you pull the sword back out, it's not straight anymore, it's slightly crooked, as it's got a slight warp in the blade from how it's been heated, but the sword's hardness has been restored through the use of a quench, at least you think it has. And you are holding this sword. You can see that it's got, just on the very edge of it, a very faint magic similar to the short sword, in the sense that it's an incomplete enchantment. It's got the basics and the framework to be able to put an enchant onto it.
Would I know how to put an enchant on it?
No. You've never done it before, you have never studied it, you would have no clue where to start.
Can I get... Just a wild guess.
Say that again.
Can I just guess?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You must bathe it in the blood of tomatoes on New Year's Eve under a full moon. There you go.
While this is going, can I turn towards Monsek? After jumping up and down on the bellows to kind of fuel the fire, I'm having quite a lot of fun. You see a little bit of joy in my face return as I'm bouncing up and down on these bellows, and I turn towards the front of the fire and just look towards Monsek and say, "Come here, look."
I don't go near him, I just sort of step back, seeing that like joyful, fiery glee in his eyes.
No, honestly, come look.
I haven't looked for away from bargain.
Even if you you stood on the other side of the like the almost opening, I'm guessing. Guessing within 10 feet though. Yes, no?
Yeah.
1 minute, guys, I'll be back in.
Well, that's fuck that. I'll be when Monsek comes back. Well, we'll resume this discussion.
Okay.
Carry on, Terry. Raid the place.
But no, you have this blade, it's got a slight warp in it. It's got not as strong as the other short sword, but it's got some
It's the other one.
raw magical elements put into it.
Is that the same for both my sword and the sword that we ended up with off whatever her name was? Their name was whatever.
Augustus' sword, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as strong as the sword you took, but there is elements of a very similar magic there.
Because you're a pussy clat.
Okay. What can we do with this other than nothing? Can we hear anybody else actually still about?
No other people that you've noticed. As I said, I've not role-played them through, but there have been the occasional undead coming through that you've been able to deal with. Because if I did every single undead, we'd be here for hours. Every 10 foot, you'd kill one or something. You know what I mean?
No, then can I hear like normal people about?
No. The majority of the town had fled to the manor which you set alight. Or left.
What do you mean? I cleansed that motherfucking place.
Shall we just
Demons
move on?
be gone!
Praise Jeebus. Shall we move
Praise
on to the general store? Look for some oil.
Yeah, I'm not done with this fire yet, though. I'm waiting for Sam to come back. Unless we can retcon the conversation once we get to the general store. DM, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll allow you to come back, because obviously Sam's had to step away for a sec. I'll allow you to skip back to it as needed.
Yeah. we'll retcon to mine and Sam's conversation in a bit.
Yeah.
Or I'll
To the
finish off on
general
myself.
store. As we walk out, I have taken a small piece of tinder lit on fire from the forge
Did you
and
swipe
toss
right?
it backwards. Yeah, and I swiped right, and then I flung upwards for my favourites and burnt the fucking blacksmith to the ground. With my carefully placed tinder all around the place.
Did we notice any of the shops in the area we were in? So I thought we were the general store next door.
There isn't a general store per se. It's the marketplace that's there. That's pretty much the hub of general shopping.
Okay, was there anything like busy ways around where we were?
Roll a perception check really quick.
Monsek, you back?
Bargain, can you see any shops in this area?
No, you asked. You look.
Me?
Mhm.
No, but then he asked me to look. I can look.
I've got a 16.
I see all the shops. I just don't tell you.
That's fine.
In the immediate vicinity, though, you don't see any stores. The only things you see of interest is you've got the marketplace, and a lot of the houses, buildings around you are residential.
That's fine then.
So you make your way to the market square. It's like a proper market where there's like stands and stalls where people place their goods. It's mostly empty. You see things strewn about. Food has been crushed or starting to go a bit rotten, or there's a couple of small items just left okay.
So I kind of, as we're walking through, for all the Divinity fans out there, I kind of go, smells worse in here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Alright.
And that's it. Just a comment.
Okay.
What do we see then?
Well, I
Shop-wise.
described what you see. You see many stores with things all ahead of you. You see the stores nearest to you are plenty of fruit and grains and crops.
Do I see or smell any oil?
Perception check.
I backed. Did Bargain throw me in the Ford?
No.
Not yet. We've got to retcon that discussion in a sec.
Okay.
I will hold on to your roll if you wish to do your discussion now.
Yeah, okay. So, as Monsek kind of approaches the fire, and I assume kind of 10 feet away, so he's not within grapple range, because I assume that Monsek's terrified, I'm going to push him in the fire.
Oh yeah, I've got insight into that. My own safety.
Yeah, so kind of looking into the fire. For a brief moment, there's a drop in Bargain's tone. You see a bit of joy drain from his face as he looks towards Monsek. And in the dullest and most straightforward tone that Bargain could possibly muster, just asks a simple favour. Stay out of my head. There is enough going on. I don't need you there.
If I was in there, I'd know a lot more about you.
If it continues, we may have an issue. And I stick my hand into the fire and just let it burn for a second.
Yeah.
I will take that damage.
Yeah.
What do you want me to roll?
I'm rolling it. You take 10 points of fire damage.
Jokes, your fist can now be enchanted.
Magical hands.
His hands
He's
are
no
always magical.
monk.
Oh fuck! Actually, I'll pass out at doing that. But I'm okay with that.
Oh god.
So
Wait, did I not heal in spirit at the end of the last combat?
you did.
Yeah.
I didn't restore all this health to myself. I can't even remember what I rolled.
You went back up to max.
I'm sure I've refilled my own,
and then,
I had
dished it
3
to
dice
everyone
left.
else, yeah. So take
Yeah,
10 off
so
max.
I'm up to 28, 18. That's fine. So I kind of hold my hand into this flame, and you get to see my skin just starting to sizzle, and you see a slight twitch within my eye, and it just drives home the fact that Bargand is really fucking serious about things in his head. He's not happy at the minute. And that's the retcon discussion.
Yeah, I've got to say at that point I'll catch on to whatever this.
Okay.
17 perception. What do I see marketplace wise?
The food stalls are near but empty. What's left has gone a bit off and rotten, and food is trampled into the floor. You see some stalls with very simple fabrics and clothes for sale. You see a stall with carved wooden drinking vessels, goblets, mugs, tankards, things of that description. You also see a incense store that carries different powders and candles and things like that that are very decorative and nice, and some of them are pretty and smelly.
React to fire. Fire good.
Probably. I mean, they are incense.
To which way do I feel the pull of oil?
You don't.
Disappointed! Head towards the candle shop.
Okay. You see the stall with various small candles, probably about the size of a mug in terms of width and about the same in height. Different colours, mostly natural. You see some reds, you see some greens, yellows, and you see powders that smell really nice and that are designed to be burnt to release, like, basically incense sticks but in a powder form. And you see small bowls that essentially you put the incense powder in, light it, and then it creates like a smoke that lays thick in the air that makes it nice. They all range in scents of different florals and things like that.
I'm more interested in the powders and as to whether you would apply real-world logic to powders or not, because powders are extremely flammable, generally.
Well, it's incense, so it'll burn the same as an incense stick or an incense cone would.
Take all the powders.
Roll a investigation check really quick.
Not bad for a 0.
It's not bad.
Again.
In total, because I'm assuming you don't really care about the scent, you get in total about £3 in weight of different incense powders.
I'm gonna say, like,
I don't know how to transition that into inventory.
Just
What,
say
how many
£3 of
uses would
incense
that be?
powder. Depends how much you want to use.
Yeah, but what would one use be? That's what I mean.
But it depends if you want to burn a lot or little. You would have to say, I'm going to burn this much in weight. Because the effects would be varied depending on how much you want to burn. The little bowls that you can see, it's designed to be like 2 pinches of the powder. You've literally grabbed the entire stock.
Okie dokies.
So you would probably guess that if you were doing it just for pure scent and nice, probably like a couple grams.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I can ignite things that I throw at people. Powder cloud, ignite it.
Well, if you've ever lit incenses before, they do more of a smoulder than a burn.
I know, but generally, like flour is extraordinarily combustible
No, but this isn't flour.
when thrown
this
in
is
the air.
Incense.
But that's why I was saying like real world logic
No,
with
but
regards to powders.
Yeah, but it still
But
burns
it's fine
like
if,
incense.
if it's not going to burn.
No, it will.
No, I know that,
not
but then
great.
but then like powders burn not because they're flammable, but because the pockets of oxygen they trap between each other as they fly through the air.
Yeah.
But that's why if real world logic doesn't apply, that's fine. It's D&D.
But you're
That's why I
saying to
asked that
someone who
question.
doesn't quite know, so I don't know how to answer that.
It's absolutely fine. I'll still grab it, just in the hope that I can.
Well, either
Let's
way,
see
you
if
have
it
something
works.
pleasant to smell anyway. And I'll say that you've literally mixed all of them, so you've now got like a multi-floral incense.
Can I snort a line of it?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck it, Bargain loves his herbs. Hey, not too bad.
You prevent yourself from being poisoned and choke as you snort incense. As you start choking and coughing and spluttering, as some of it goes into your wind passage. It's not pleasant. It's tastes. You can taste chemical and like it's horrible. It's not like it smells. It's like the difference between smelling a bar of soap and biting a bar of soap.
I put on a brave face and look towards everyone with a little crooked grin.
Like
just
your eyes are watering.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm gonna say I'd like to try and search for like a tent, like equipment that we'd need for a journey.
Yeah, there is a tent. Well, you could literally, in theory, just take down one of these market stalls because it's a canvas top, and you could probably take more of the canvas roof some other market stalls and make a tent out of it.
Yeah, but if there is actually like an actual one, I'd rather not go through the effort.
It's fair enough. Investigation yourself. That's an intelligence check.
Right, round button.
Okay. So you take a look around and you don't see like a traveller's tent, or at least the one you find where you think it may have been. A lot of it has been taken, ransacked. There is trampled items and broken things on the floor, but nothing usable. You do see that there are some basic hunter-gatherer tools like small hand axes and knives to use to like scavenge like wood and things like that in the forests. But you don't see any tents.
I'll pick all them up. Because I'll pick it all up.
Yeah. So you gather 4 hand axes and 3 like small hand carving knives. You don't see any food or any more niche tools like that, but yeah.
Is there anywhere for like clothes or fabrics or?
There is a clothing store that looks mostly untouched. It's full of very plain but serviceable fabrics. It all looks relatively new clothing. There is a plethora of styles amongst the basic colours. A lot of the colours are like beige, off-whites, dark greens, browns. Very natural looking colours. You have the ability to go through and see the various styles and shapes and male, female clothing and pick what you think would look best. There is quite a number of stuff left. As I said, not many people prioritise looting clothes.
Do I notice anything that's a bit more fancier?
That would be
Was
an
it all like
investigation check of your own.
80?
In one of the stalls, you see that on the actual table where they sell, it's a lot of the plain Jane clothing, just standard shirts, trousers, long length skirts, and like blouses and things like that. But you see a couple of chests behind that, and you just see where like a bit of fabric's been caught as the lid's been shut. You see a purple sticking out, and like it's like a deep violet. And you kind of catches your eye, and you go over and you lift the trunk carefully, and you see a large trunk with a dress in it. It's long length. It's got like an A-shape frame to the like waist down, so it like goes into a very straight shape, and it just flares at the bottom. It's got shoulders that puff. It's second hand. It's clearly been worn and used for a while and cleaned up. But you see this deep violet, long length, like ball gown almost. It's like it's got flared shoulders. It's got really short sleeves. It's got like a V neck that goes right the way down. It's full length down to the floor with flares at the bottom, and it's all in a deep violet with black accents to it.
I'm gonna put it on.
You're gonna put it on.
I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, it's not the most travel hardy clothing. The legs are fairly restrictive. It's like a tight leg type thing with like it flares at the bottom, but it's very pretty.
What sort of size would you say it was?
It would probably fit a fairly petite woman, but given what you are, you have the ability to kind of fit it.
In relation to the elfin woman, would it be too tight for her?
Same sort of frame, but it's not designed for someone who's curvy.
Where is she curvy?
The elven woman. Yeah, she had more of an hourglass figure to her, whereas this is more for a petite and straight-figured woman who's fairly like slim and slender.
Yeah,
So
you ain't
more
fitting
kind
in
of-
those tig old biddies.
That's fine. Can I turn into my standard male form, but make it fit the dress?
Yeah, so you turn back into your male tiefling form slowly over time, but purposely alter your height and size, your shoulder broadness and things to fit the dress as best you can. And yeah, you are now wearing this dress. I think you're purple skinned anyway, aren't you? Oh no, the picture was your avatar was purple. That was what it was. Because I was going to say, it looks very close.
I like to math.
Well, yeah, because your character's got more of a light pink, almost purpley colour. So actually, yeah, you kind of match this very well.
Indeed, I do.
But yeah,
And
you
can I run out?
yourself a lovely. Like I said, it's an open air market. It's like 4 poster stalls with canvas roofs, similar to what you can see on the map. That's what it is. It's literally like lots of stalls clumped together into a compact area.
Can I run out to the others and do like a little tour and say, guys, look at my dress?
You garner the attention of the other 3 as everyone's looking through different things. You've got Monsek looking at survivalist gear. You've got Bargand at the incense stall. You've got Kilnar, which I'll get to in a second. And you all garner their attention and like kind of do a little twirl and show off.
I raise a thumb and go back to snorting incense.
Okay, you are a weird individual. Both Ben and Bargand are.
Well, we know this.
Yeah. Kilnar, are you looking
I'm
for
okay with
anything?
my lot in life.
Yeah.
I pay him a compliment by going, "Oh, it matches your skin tone so well, you can't tell where the fabric ends and your skin starts."
Thank you. I planned to kill you, but I'm not going to now.
Fucking hell. Tom, is your character going to be looking for anything? Tom has gone again. Great. Technology at its finest. Swear to God, when I make it big on Twitch and earn billions of dollars, I'm going to buy every one of you fuckers internet and a computer. That's the first thing I'm doing. We're going to have this working before we make it pretty. But either way, you go about searching the markets, you garner what interest you can at various stalls, you pick up items, you leave items behind. What's next for the crew? Are you going to continue trying to look for more stalls, different types of items, or have you procured what you are happy with?
I'm gonna say I'll procure like something to make tents out of, sort of make our journey more comfortable.
Well, yeah, you've now got hand axes and knives. You literally could just dismantle 2 or 3 stalls to however much you need. It's made of about inch or 2 thick wooden beams, and the canvas across the top of various different colours and styles and shapes. And with a knife, you could cut it to what you want anyway.
Yeah.
The canvas across the top is a very thick and heavy tarp-like material, but it's fabric rather than the plasticky material. It's heavy enough that it literally can be draped over, and as long as gale force winds don't come in, you should be pretty fine. But then again, you could just nail it to the wood anyway.
Did I miss us trying to remake the...
No one attempted it.
That's
Okay.
Bargain took a look over and he thought there was enough materials and parts there to make it, but you told them to hurry up because you were worried about being manhunted from the people at the manor.
Exactly, you were the one that was being a bitch about getting hunted.
Yeah, it was you that pressed them away from it as they were trying to figure it out. You know, I'm just going to put that out there. It's kind of your fault.
Hashtag bitch boy.
Well, I'm not being hunted. I'm more looking after your well-being.
After I stuck my arm in a fire, sure.
Make a perception check.
Me?
Monsec.
Won't give it to the person with +7, will you?
Because it's not you that's looking. Prick. What's a bitch? Right, let's
Aha! I'm being perceptive.
Haha!
You notice at the back of the survivalist tent, like the one that sold all the travelling equipment, it's not big, it's a fairly small one, but you do see a very flat, like, cart where there's no, like, rims to the side, it's just a flat piece of wood and very small rims underneath. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. It's probably about 5 foot across and about 7-8 foot long. It's a flat, thin piece of wood with very small wheels under the centre of it. They don't stick out at the sides like a normal cart would. And you see 2 large protruding pieces of wood where you would attach a horse to. It's not like something that you would ride on, but literally something you would put goods on, like a flatbed of a truck.
I attempt to drag it out and then call for bargain when I inevitably fail trying to yank it out.
Roll a strength check. We'll see if you've got the muscles. The muscles from Brussels. Let's see. You have the ability to move it maybe an inch or so, but where the wheels have like dug into the earth a little bit, you can't get it out of that groove, and you feel like just as you're going to make it go, you can't, and then it slips back right into that deep groove. It's, well, I say deep. It's probably about half an inch.
I just play the bargaining Kilnart and go, I'm not strong enough to get this out.
What are you trying to get out, sorry? And I kind of look at him really blankly.
Yeah, I'll just.
It looks like a... It looks like a card of some sort. Maybe just for goods, but at least get most of our gear off our backs.
There you go, look, there's the card.
Oh, this whole thing. Can I attempt to pull it out of its grooves? I assume,
Check,
like,
please, me brother.
I have advantage on carry checks and lift and pull because I'm giant kin.
Yeah, you can carry, I think, twice the amount, and you count as large as well for hauling things, if I remember right.
Yeah, so it's literally anything like if I have to physically move anything.
Yeah, make a strength check. So yeah, you definitely have the build for something like this, even dad bod engaged or not.
19? Yeah, dad body engaged.
No,
I'm
it's just flat.
pulling
so
this
I'll
on
take
my,
the first one.
on my tiddies.
Yeah, no, it was just a flat roll, so I'll take the first one, which was a 15. Which...
But it's advantage. It's literally part of my racial.
Oh, does it say advantage? I thought it just said you have aid. Okay, no, that's fine then. But either way, a 15 was going to be enough, so... Yeah, you grit your teeth and kind of grab both posts and like lean into it and just start kicking back and digging into the earth, and you slowly get it to move. It's the hardest part is just getting it off out of the groove it's in, but once you get it onto flat earth, you can make steady but slow progress. And once you get it moving, you kind of then get it into a groove of walking, and that you can actually keep a decent pace with it. It's a lot of energy to do on your own, but yeah, you can do it.
Gets slightly easier, I imagine, as it begins to gain its own momentum.
Exactly. As it's got
Little by
momentum,
little.
it kind of carries itself a little bit, and then you can kind of just help it along. But it's that initial start that's the hard part.
Wait, where are our two Nenes? Are they still outside the town?
Yes.
Maybe. They may be dead.
Yeah, because you left your trunk of the noble daughter's clothing that Terry stole, as well as the two
I believe that's
horses there.
about here.
Yeah, yep, that's correct.
We left the chest about here, but we left the horses elsewhere, I believe. I think we left
do
them
not
towards the
remember,
woods.
honestly. I think you cut them free,
I think we
didn't
left
you?
them more towards the woods. I don't think we cut them free, but I don't think bargains the type to tie animals down.
So they may have
They
just wandered
certainly
off.
wouldn't have been restrained. Yeah, they're free to wander off, but I believe that we left the horses around here.
Well, given it's been 2 days, the chances of them still being there is
Yeah, go on.
I will track these motherfuckers down.
So we're going to spend 2
them.
sessions tracking horses there.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
Bargain
Let's do
from
it.
back
Let's
into
go.
the woods. One
I mean, it
horse in
doesn't
each
have to be 2
hand.
sessions. You could just say that I find them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being sarcastic. But yeah, so you managed to get this cart out of its little rut and moving. As I said, it's not great, it's not big, it's not designed for people to be on, but it's designed to just have goods on and then pulled while someone walks alongside it.
So what do we think? Or are we going to try and make our own that's a lot bigger?
Anyone? There we go.
We could always have a quick go at the making our own. And if that fails miserably, we can just stick with this one.
Okay.
So to the carpenters then. You may leave the cart here. It'd be a lot easier to get to the gate if this inevitably fails.
I kind of look round to the cart and just be like, well, just in case we need to make a quick getaway, you know, in case we've been chased by town guards and someone decides to be cowardly, you know, staring intently at Monsec. I'll drag it along for us.
Okay, so you all eventually make your way back once again to the carpenters. This line is getting very messy. But you arrive, you go around the side of the building and you see the deconstructed parts that make up carts. You see the tools that Terry had gathered and put in a pile just in front of it all. Can you all make me a flat intelligence check if you're going to help put the pieces in the right place, or a strength check if you're going to be hauling things and moving them and putting them in the right place and like actually making the cart?
I'll be hauling.
Just to point out, you're going to need both.
Intelligent.
Well, those that are doing the appropriate ones, can I have those checks?
Done.
I have no brain.
Terry will sit in a corner after he puts pieces in the wrong place.
Yeah, what it is, you try and put square pegs in round holes, it don't work.
Nails his face to a board randomly.
No, you know Patrick from SpongeBob when he's got the piece of wood nailed to his forehead and he's holding the hammer. That's Terry right now. Just.
So, how did we do?
I haven't. Okay, so I'll just quickly.
I would
roll
imagine the barbarian would
Strength.
be helping me with the strength issue.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly roll it for him because he's disappeared. Okay. You have a cart. Quality is questionable, but you have 4 wheels that are attached to a wooden top with the prongs in which to attach a horse to and a wood that would use as a seat for the driver. You don't know how good it would be until you get on the road, but it's in front of you. It's complete.
Can I mildly customize the front of it to, instead of being a horse, possibly, you know, maybe a furbolt?
Well, essentially, it's the 2 wooden outcroppings with the attachments to put the carabiners and stuff where, like, the harnesses go.
Yeah,
It's
so like
literally
the bit
any
and
beast
trap.
of burden could do it.
Yeah, I could just literally like strap a piece of leather across my front and go.
Exactly, yeah.
I assume, yeah.
It's literally the 2 pieces of wood that come out with holes in the wood to feed material through to use to pull on.
So, shall we move this thing to where we need to go? Looking at Bargain in the Bob and Kilnar.
Bargained?
Bargain's just, yeah, strapping himself up on
I'll
this
say
cart.
with the 2 of you, I'm not going to make you roll. It's slow and it's heavy and it's very hard work, but you get it to move and you can move it through the town very slowly.
I'm gonna say I will try to help, but obviously,
Yeah,
like not
push
very
from behind
strong.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way.
I kind of
through
look
the
back
town.
towards the manor as we go through town. See if it's burning.
You see black smoke rising from the clouds as you look up at the building.
A grin just appears across Bargain's face. Tee-hee, motherfuckers.
I'm gonna say a grin also comes across mine.
I slap your grin off! How dare you grin? I'm kidding.
He's not.
Yeah, pull it back towards the entrance then. Let's go.
You see
Let's
the
go,
two,
motherfuckers.
the 2 trunks that you left behind, still there, untouched. So, Terry, you still have the lady's clothing as well as the new dress you've acquired. There was the other chest as well from the blacksmith, if I remember right, as well. Did you pick up both of those? You put them on the back of the cart and make your way out of town. Where's your destination?
First to look for our horses, see if they're still around.
Perception check.
Back to the witch's house.
No os is to be seen.
Do I see anything with my passive? Just like I assume the horses are going to be here.
You don't, unfortunately. As you start making your way out past the 2 watchtowers, the horses are no longer there.
Kind of as we see where we kind of left them.
Yep.
You hear me whisper towards a tree, a small prayer that the horses find their way and that they're safe.
The tree flaps delicately in the wind at you.
I light a match.
It's like I was going to say, the tree does that moment, you know, like when like a really emotional song comes on at a concert and they all hold the lighters in the air. The tree's like doing that almost with you. It's so elegant.
Guys, there was a horse at the mansion.
I burn the trees down. Fuck it. Let's burn the forest. I'm kidding. I'm not actually burning the forest. But actually, we did start a forest fire apparently. So, is the forest still burning?
Not that you can see.
Forest is fine. We're good.
You're too low down to be able to see. Because don't forget, when you saw last time, you were in the watchtower of the church, the bell tower.
Yeah, but I assume that I'd at least see the smoke billowing.
You can't see smoke.
They good. Do you want to go and get a horse or not?
Yeah, I mean, there's one at the mansion. No, don't need to find out one.
Yeah, should me and Tickle go back because we're less suspect of being murdered there.
They don't know
But
who I
also,
am.
you can't talk to animals. I'll go.
Tickle can.
But not naturally. I can do it naturally. Because I'm every druid, it's all in me.
Can you hold a conversation?
My baby, do it naturally. Oh, oh, oh.
Do you know what to say back?
But, Brian, there's two options here. For once in our lives, the changelings are not the most hunted down thing in this village.
That would
Well,
be the
exactly.
zombie.
So
Exactly,
that's what
zombies.
you
See, they're the problem, not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
You set the mansion on fire. I'm sure they have a grudge against you.
I didn't. I come running out of the building when it was on fire.
I know it was you. It's always you. I can tell it was you.
I also know that you've been in my head, but you've denied it so far.
Again, how would I do so?
I don't know. But you are. Also, how would you know that I set the fire? Shrug.
So, the plan, what is it?
I'm gonna go get this horse. I'm gonna start walking.
It's in the horse garage.
So, you make your way slowly.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them.
You start making your way back to the manor to procure yourself a horse. And that's where we'll leave tonight. We leave you going back to the burning building that you made to get a horse to pull the cart.
Yes, let's go get that horse.
Oh yeah.
We shall.
I have made apt notes and we are done. I will set this to upload to the YouTubes today, ready for next week, and I will see you all next week once more.
See
See you
you.
next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.